Then you have to ask yourself, what
why?
is that?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Were they?
Why?
Were they even alive?
Now, of course, no one was alive. It was 62 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And by the way, the institution, no one can even tell you who the CIA director was. And who? Do you remember the name of the CIA director? John McCone, I think, 1963. But that person is like completely lost to history, except a specialist.
Yeah,
and the CIA has already been through 50 years ago the Church Committee hearings, 1975, where we sort of know that they were assassinating people, dosing people with acid, all this stuff. It's like the CIA has already been discredited. So if you're telling me that it's already been discredited, dosing people with acid, the CIA has already been through John McCone, I think, 1963. But that person is like completely lost to history, except a specialist. And the CIA has already been through 50 years ago the Church Committee hearings, 1975, where we sort of know that they were assassinating people, dosing people with acid, all this stuff. It's like the CIA has already been discredited. So if you're telling me that 6 weeks ago a member of the United States Senate was trying to keep someone out of a job in order to keep these files secret, that is to protect the CIA, I don't believe that for a second.
So wait a minute. Here's the part I don't understand.
So who's that person exerting the pressure?
But you are uniquely qualified to get this answer, because one of us can call the President of the United States right now and ask him. And the other one is me. So why don't you know?
That's a great question.
It's the only kind I ask.
So what I brought to it was the knowledge that a member of the Senate Intel Committee, I'm not guessing, called over and said, you cannot appoint this person.
So why don't you expose that person, first of all, so we can start chasing
Tom
after
Cotton
him?
of Arkansas.
Boom! Tom Cotton. Why the fuck wouldn't Tom Cotton doesn't want us to know about JFK? Why doesn't this motherfucker want us to know about JFK? You tell me. You tell me. He wasn't implicated in it, was he? Maybe an uncle or something? How did he get into this position? There was somebody had floated the idea that Papa Bush did something with JFK? That can't be.
Tom Cotton?
Yes, correct.
Wow. And did you ask him?
I haven't. No, I haven't asked him.
What the hell's going on with you?
I'd like to. And
kind of makes people suspicious of you, by the way.
Go
because
ahead.
if you know that Tom Cotton said you can't pick this person
that
because
is correct,
and then you didn't go to him and find out why.
Well, I need to sit down with him. I'm not sure that he'll do an interview with me.
With you?
I'm waiting.
You are like the spirit animal of that administration.
No, but it's a fair look. It's a fair question. It's a totally fair question, and the answer is, I hadn't thought to do that. And there's a lot going on, and I've been.
That does, and again, and this is going for all
Tom Cotton, so we know Tom.
Yeah,
Tom Cotton's got some explaining to do. Remember Lucy?
By the way, I've been a fan of Tom Cotton, just like Josh Hawley, like all these guys. They speaking up, they're talking for us. But this is the problem when it comes to people like me that have been supporting this movement for almost over 8.5, almost 9 years. We're going on it. That we were made promises, okay? We were made promises, and this is to. And I know the last podcast we had where Andrew Tate was like, "Yeah, well, this is just what they." But no, it's not about that. This is about Epstein #1, but JFK too. Why is Tom Cotton, if this is true, holding it back? What? Everybody that was involved is dead. Who are you protecting? Because at the end of it, he's gonna.
Trump is now in his first month in office, and we want to know how you think he's doing as president. You guys know how I think he's
going to get with all them and an appropriate in accordance. No. What are you holding back? I'm being genuine, Tom. I'm very, very.
If there is something here where the possibility of needing an out with somebody, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you needed somebody to say, hey, we have to figure out where to. So if you're a parent, you want your kids to be for saying, you be the one to know the truth, will show it to you, but you can't ever tell anybody?
Probably.
You think he'd be okay with that, or you think he would want the world to know what happened there?
I think he's a crusader.
So I don't know what the jet effect is, neuromuscular spasm. Me and Grok had a nice heart-to-heart conversation because JFK's head goes back and to the left with this Zapruder film. It goes back and to the left. It's, clear as day that when the kill shot happens, his head goes back and to the left, which means that the gunman is on the grassy knoll. There's at least a second gunman. Who did it? Why they do it? I don't know. But I do know that Jesse the Body Ventura, he specifically said David Morales is the one that killed JFK. David Sanchez Morales. J. Edgar Hoover, LBJ. These are other people that have been floated. Of course, Lee Harvey Oswald, an ex-Marine who went to the USSR, was a Castro lover. He loved Castro. How dare JFK invade Cuba? E. Howard Hunt had a deathbed confession. Sam Giancana and Carlos Marcello. Jack Ruby's had some mob ties. Alan Dulles. Alpha 66 was in Dallas. Charles Harrelson, that was floated. Woody's father, Curtis Lee May, in Sam 263. So back it to the left. There's something about the jet effect, and then there's a neuromuscular spasm. Get the fuck out of here with the neuromuscular spasm thing. But the jet effect, apparently there is some sort of test with the jet effect. I'm not going to really even... I read about it, but it's basic physics. It's basic physics. Roger Stone had said that Nixon once told him that both Nixon and LBJ wanted to be president, but that Nixon wasn't willing to kill for it. And he suggested that it happened in Dallas, Texas. It happened in Dallas. LBJ is from Texas. Roger Stone also claimed that Nixon had said that the Warren Commission was the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on the American people. The Warren Commission is the greatest hoax ever perpetrated. So, probably not Papa Bush. This David Sanchez Morales, Jesse the Body Ventura, he's read some stuff about it, and why would he have such a specific name like that? Even if J. Edgar Hoover or LBJ had something to do with it, they weren't the triggermen. It was one of the goons. And if it was one of the goons, it would have to be a name that you never heard of. E. Howard Hunt, maybe. Sam Giancana, Carlos Marcello, Charles Harrelson, Woody's father, get the fuck out of here. Curtis Lee May. I've never heard of these mobsters. Sam Giancana, Carlos Marcello, E. Howard Hunt. That was, I think, from the movie JFK, so I've never heard of E. Howard Hunt. And then David Sanchez Morales. David Sanchez Morales. Wouldn't that be crazy if Jesse the Body Ventura knew exactly who killed JFK fucking 20 years ago? Lee Harvey Oswald was an ex-Marine. Ain't that crazy? Lee Harvey Oswald was an ex-Marine. So what I want to, let's see. Let's take a look at, for the last bit of this, David Sanchez Morales, huh?
The secrets of both Kennedy assassinations may lie buried in a desert cemetery in Arizona.
They called him a man of 1,000 faces. That's what he was called. He hated all communists, He what you call 100% American all the way through. You don't mess with him and he'll blow your ass apart.
Morales was a legendary backstreet operator for the CIA. If you saw him on the streets of the South American capital, you knew a coup was about to happen.
That's when the terrorists took over for 3.5 years. They went from door to door. Vive aquí, Juan Perez, as soon as they opened the door, you had to kill children, old man. Anybody that's there got killed, right down the line. All these holy people that think that by talking to people you will get it done, you got to kill them. From there they had to go to Chile, overthrow Allende. What do you know about the money that was there with it?
Yeah, can you tell the story about that?
Well, I know the fact there was $10 million there that disappeared.
He flew down to Chile with some advance information that there was U.S. dollars in the treasury down there, and he indicated to me that there was somewhere around $10 million involved, and that his participation in it was only $2 million. And then it was within 2 or 3 months of that, David asked me to buy as much land as I could buy without anybody starting to talk about it. Just be very quiet about it. He was striding around the room, and he was out of control. And I don't ever recall seeing him lose it like that before.
And what was his actual comment then that finished that?
It was something like, I was in Dallas when we got that motherfucker, and I was in Los Angeles when we got the little bastard. What it said to me was that he was in some way implicated with the death of John Kennedy. And let's go one step further, and also Bobby.
They were sort of getting, and I wanted some information about what happened down there, at Dallas. And as we were drinking, and then finally did he something. Well, he let him know in a roundabout way, well, we got the son of a bitch. That's what he said. It don't take much. You don't have to be a brain to figure out what he meant, right? Well, you know not what he meant. And because he caused all those deaths, he caused them, and why did he go back on his word? Pulled those damn airplanes, they were ready to attack, 5 minutes to attack. That is why. It took 3.5 years training those people. Getting everything lined up. And the president gave the okay that you had the air support. And it was up there. And then the last 5 minutes prior to the attack, he pulls them out. And everybody gets caught down there. Now you understand why he has no respect for the Kennedys.
Did he ever tell you anything else about Dallas?
No, I didn't ask no more. The more you ask, the less chance you got of living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I don't have respect for that Robert, what he put down on the newspaper. I'm just quoting what he put down in the newspaper. He says the blacks take anything you want, it belongs to you. What kind of a goddamn asshole is it? All the ethnic groups we have in the United States, what about the rest of them? Huh? I say, that man is crazy. He wants to start a civil war. Right in the United States. With that stupid talk like that. And then he got knocked off the herd, didn't he? You talk real pretty, Talk all you want to. Action's what you need, man, and you better know it. It's like theory. Theory's great. But it ain't worth the damn if you're not streetwise. And Diddy was streetwise.
And so in the same conversation, Robert said that Diddy said, I was in Los Angeles too when we got the little bastard.